As November 14th slowly approaches, we of course are going to get more and more news on Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake. In today's video, we're going to be reading and looking over the Famitsu article, of which they seem to have played the same demo that I got to play last month. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. As always, got you covered with timestamps, so if you want to skip to a certain section, feel free to do so. All I ask is for you to support the channel and hit that thumbs up button. So without any time wasted, we are going to dive straight in, and like I said, we are looking at the Famitsu article. I will link it down below, so if you want to look at that yourself, feel free to do so. But we are going to be going through this, and they again played the demo that I played. They started off with a party consisting of a hero, a warrior, a priest and wizard with an average level of 10. They immediately spoke to a sister near the town entrance, and they were surprised, like I was, that we could use the same functions as a church, which of course means that we don't need to talk to the kings anymore. So that means there's both churches and an occasional sister located in most towns. They note, like I noted as well in my video, if you've not checked that out, the link is just up there and down below, of small details throughout the game, such as birds on the ground taking off as the heroes approaches, and the addition of lighting, making the exploration feel a lot more alive this time around. They explore the castle. I also explored the castle, and it is much bigger than you probably remember from the original Dragon Quest III, and you can talk to the king here to get a bit more of a history on the Demon King Baramos. They note that a lot of these castles and towns are large, and you might get a little bit overwhelmed. But as we all know, we do have a mini-map system. At a click of the button, you get to see the exact location you're at and where you need to go, which is pretty damn convenient if you ask me. They rested at an inn, which then changed the scene to night, and you can see in the gameplay how beautiful this looks. The fact that we have more gameplay to go off now is really nice for me to explain and really get across the demo I played and how beautiful it looked. It's also good to note that when you rest at an inn, you get the choice of when you want to wake up, changing the time of day. So they pretty much had the same quest that I had. It's the beginning of the game. We need to get the Thieves' Key. We need to go through some trials and tribulations to do that. They pretty much took the same routes that I did. So I'm just scanning through the article just to see if they know anything that I failed to mention in my video. They do note that the dungeons, much like the castles, everything's bigger in scale, so you might feel overwhelmed. But again, the mini-map is there. You have it in the top corner at all times, but you can also open it up in the menu. Easy navigation and easy objectives to follow. Now, if you have been watching the gameplay clips or you've gone to Famitsu to look at the article, you will notice that there's an absence of voice acting, but I can guarantee and confirm that there is voice acting in Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake. And it seems like their demo, much like mine, ended as we got to the bigger continent of the world. I did carry on a little bit further from where they played the demo here, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. Just be ready, because there's some incredible stuff, and I'm sure you've seen little sprinkles of a few new things here and there to look forward to. Now, they spend a little bit of time talking about the combat, battle speed, normal, fast, ultra fast, which is nice. There's also the no strategy, and the strategy kind of commands for each one of your companions. So if you want them to attack on their own, you can set them to do that, or if you want to choose to do them manually, you can do that also. Now, the biggest question that I got in my video, and something that I was generally just not remembering very well, was the combat and the view of combat. Is it first person? Is it third person? It's a bit of both. When you're picking your attacks and when it's the beginning of battle, you see your characters, but you also see the equipment they are carrying. That will change, but as you are delivering your attacks and your magics and your skills, it will switch to a first person view. I see that a few people are disappointed with this, but for me personally, it doesn't really take anything away from the combat. They go on to talk about just kind of traversing the world and the way the HD-2D really kind of shines in this game. This is something that we've not seen from this engine. Like I said in my video, Octopath Traveler and Triangle Strategy were very kind of darker games in a bit more of a saturated palette. Live Alive was a lot more colourful, But Dragon Quest HD-2D Remake really takes it to the next level. You can see the sparkles in the water. You can see each individual leaf in a tree. It really is amazing the amount of detail that has been given to Dragon Quest III here. Also a nice little touch, because these towns are much bigger, depending on where you enter the town on the world map will be the exit or entrance you enter when you're in the town, because again, these have been expanded, they're bigger, they're better, there's more detail, and it's something you can really appreciate here and see in the footage. And like I noted in my video, there are secret places all over the world map, which they explain are like an evolved version of the hidden points from the original game, but I didn't play the original, so I had nothing to compare it to, but it seems like it may be a pretty decent evolution where there's things that may look odd on the world map. You can go over and you can find some more items and they'll definitely help you on your adventure. Of course, we've got the sparkling spots all over the map. I'm really addicted to these. I've got to go over to it. Doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter what kind of level monsters are there. If it's shining, I'm going to grab it. And it's all here as well. And you can get valuable items such as the infamous seeds. Seems like there's additions to the kind of teleportation system. Of course, we can use the spell Zoom, or we can use the Chimera Wings, but there are more locations you can travel to. It's just not the list of towns. You can go back to dungeons and shrines and other little places you visited throughout your time in Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake. And thus bringing us to the end of the article. They got about an hour to play as well, and they came out with the same mindset I did. I want to play more. This looks beautiful, it plays beautiful, it's just going to be a good time, and it's a great time for Dragon Quest for new fans, old fans alike, to dive in and have a look at the beginning of the Erdrick trilogy. Again, let's thank Famitsu for the article. I'm hoping that I've managed to go over the key points that they brought up in the article to throw at you guys. Let me know, are you still excited for Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake? I know it's a mouthful, I've said it quite a few times, but it just rolls off the tongue now for me. I'm excited and I can't wait to dive in when it comes to November 14th. I appreciate your time. If you want to see more Dragon Quest content, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that notification bell, getting involved in that comment section below, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.